Peace YouTube, this is Fleur coming to you today for another reactivation of our shield check-in. I know I'm exactly at the 1 o'clock mark. I'm actually going to start out. I put the actual shield mantra in there. We could kick it off while we're starting off. I'm going to start saying our shield as everyone's checking in, as we're at the 13th hour. We call upon our divine elemental ancestors of fire, earth, air, water, divine mother of light, divine father of time. Cloak and shield us, Mother Tiamat, our divine feminine, masculine, the innocent, the just, the abused and neglected, twin flames, those unjustly imprisoned or tethered, those whom are suppressed, animal, aquatic, insect, and plant families in the shadows of smoke, that we may pass safely amongst all friend and foe. It was, it is, it shall be. We call upon our divine elemental ancestors of fire, earth, air, water, divine mother of light, divine father of protection. Cloak and shield us, Mother Tiamat, our divine feminine, masculine, the innocent, the just, the abused and neglected, twin flames, those unjustly imprisoned or tethered, those whom are suppressed, animal, aquatic, insect, and plant families in the shadows of smoke, that we may pass safely amongst all friend and foe. It was, it is, it shall be. We call upon our divine elemental ancestors of fire, earth, air, water, divine mother of light, divine father of protection. Cloak and shield us, Mother Tiamat, our divine feminine, masculine, the innocent, the just, the abused and neglected, twin flames, those unjustly imprisoned or tethered, those whom are suppressed, animal, aquatic, insect, and plant families in the shadows of smoke, that we may pass safely amongst all friend and foe. It was, it is, it shall be. We call upon our divine elemental ancestors of fire, earth, air, water, divine mother of light, divine father of protection. Cloak and shield us, Mother Tiamat, our divine feminine, masculine, the innocent, the just, the abused and neglected, the twin flames, animal, aquatic, twin flames that unjustly imprisoned and tethered, those whom are suppressed, animal, aquatic, insect, and plant families in the shadows of smoke, that we may pass safely amongst all friend and foe. It was, it is, it shall be. Woo! Big up to everyone joining in for the Divine Shield. I had to go right in immediately. For those who are checking in, this is our 13th hour. Be sure to say it. I said it 4 times because I utilized an old word. We say Father Protection. So I said Father Time accidentally. So I had to go in for that 4th time, which is in that 13th alignment anyway, to restate our mantra. Our shield is now reactivated. We are now once again safe and protected on this planet from the diabolical ones. This is a beautiful day. You rock your purple and white. That is something we've done for over a year now. It's a divine, beautiful time on this planet. I hope that all of you will celebrate today. Remember, this is a day of celebration, and reactivating a shield gives us a kind of relaxed state of being. It's amazing how the sisterhood is now coming online. Our divine males are showing up to hold hands. Big up to Mr. Corey. I just got off the phone with Mr. Corey. That's one of our divine males. We always kiki and chill out and have beautiful conversations. This is a day that we extend ourselves to those in need, especially the children and the elders. You know that is what I'm about. So I would say if you have a moment today, if you have you know, some extra clothing or sometimes some extra supplies for the babies, you bring it in and donate it to the March of Dimes, which has, especially the preemies. A lot of mommies can't afford to buy little clothes for the preemies because it's really expensive. If you have any extra clothing and it's gently washed, you can bring it to the March of Dimes, or you can donate it to a mother who's in need of clothing. I know many of us mommies, we have really nice clothing that our daughters or sons go through so quickly. And if you don't have anyone else to give it to, see if there's a mom in need and donate the clothing also to women's shelters, where some women have left the diabolical ones. Big up to all the females on this planet, the divine feminine showing up, leaving those undivine males. Listen, This is a time that we step it up. Those relationships that are no longer in service to our highest and greatest good, it's a celebratory time. Take away the tears, dry your eyes, and enjoy your life. This is a time, I say, you and your girlfriends, celebrate your freedom, your sovereignty to do as you please and to start working and healing self. That's a beautiful thing. For those who are in reaching distance to any elders, if you have your grandmother, your mother, some elderly people that you know can't make it out of their apartments or houses, if possible, just in a very healthy way, if you can make a dinner for them, if you can bring some healthy, you know, the seniors sometimes like donuts and coffee. I mean, if you're allowed to go to senior centers and donate your time, we have some musicians on here who are amazing at playing the guitar and flute and drums. If some of our drum circle sisters can also go to some of the senior centers today or tomorrow and donate their time and bring the enlightenment to our seniors, to our elders. Some of our elders have been kind of just put in the back lay. And I think we forget how amazing they have been. For us to show up on the planet in the way we've shown up, we have to give some honor to our elders. So big up to all the elders. And I say that you extend yourself if possible. If grandma wants to go to the grocery store today, just take your time out and go take granny to the grocery store. If possibly your papa is in need of maybe something that he can't get, or he needs something that he normally doesn't even ask for because he's too proud, why don't you stop at the store and get him that and just bring him that today? Not as something that's just extra, but as something that you're just extending yourself to your elder today. And for those who are in close proximity of animal shelters, you always, you know, I'm a biggest proponent. If you have extra dog food, extra cat food, any kitty litter, you can also bring those things and donate them to the animal shelters. They always are in need of new amazing for donations. Animal shelters will rarely ever say no to you as far as donating any food or grains or anything. So a lot of the animal shelters are sometimes overtaxed and underfunded. And in order not to make them into like kill shelters, they need resources. So a lot of times I say, if you have the resources, if you have extra, please donate them to the animal shelters. If you see little kitties outside that need a little fresh water or milk, make sure you extend yourself to them. If you see a dog that's limping, if it's possible that you can take them in and just donate maybe $50, $60. A lot of times vets will cut the price if it's a dog on the street, and you can return him back when he's healed. We are being the change we want to see in the world. And I always tell our sisters, you put your swords down today. So if I have any beef with you and you have beef with me, this is a day we put down all of our swords to one another. We stand in cohesion and unity consciousness, even from different walks of life. You can look differently, you can speak a different tongue, you can actually practice different religions, but this is a day we're unified in our cohesion as a sisterhood on this planet and as a brotherhood. I think it's a beautiful time. I'm really excited. Hey, Melanated High Priestess. Hi, Mama. I missed you. It's amazing time. And I was just saying, I haven't ever witnessed a moment on this planet, and I'm a little more seasoned, as many of you know. I always say it. I've lived on this planet long enough time where I've noticed that the beauty, the camaraderie, the bonding is at an all-time high, and I'm really, really grateful to witness it. So let me see if I can get some music for us, because my computer is going a little batty. Let's get some music and check on it. We're going to talk for a little bit. It's a beautiful day. We're going to talk about the beautiful energies. Big up to my twin flames. Anybody who's twinning right now. Twin flame phenomenon is online. Big up to all our twin flames. Those who are just connecting to their twin flames. Those who are telepathically interacting with their twin flame from a distance, those who are actually thinking about interacting with their twin flames, those who want a twin flame, and those who are actually deciding whether or not their twin flame is worthy to even take that leap of faith. So big up to all our twin flames on here. Let me get some music. Hold on, family. I was a little late, but I'm always on time. And I didn't even have, listen, I didn't have my cafezine today. Big up to Paola. I didn't have my cafezine. I have my cafezine in the kitchen. I'm making it because Starbucks is not in my it's not my cup of tea lately. Hold on, let me get some music for us. I don't know what's going on. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Sorry, it's taking me a minute. I want some good music. Should I go 80s? Don't have me go 80s, because you know I'll be all in the 80s. Oh, let's do this. I'm gonna go 80s. Let me. I'm gonna go so 80s that some of you might lose it. Where is it? Oh no, I didn't pick that song. Hold on. I want a good. Where is it? Hold on, family. Okay, I'm gonna have to go old school. Where is it? Okay. I think this is it. Okay. I'm sorry. It's taking me a long time to go back. We're already in the 80s. I'm basically just going from all the choices in the 80s. Let's go to the 80s. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna go so 80s that some of the millenniums are gonna lose their mind. Here we go. If you remember this song, sing it. I'm gonna go corny. I'm gonna go grill. I'm gonna go kumbaya. Here we go. Oh, Crystal called it out. Here we go. This is a beautiful song. You know that song, Jules? Julie? We're the world. Look at Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson's glove is butter. To make a better life, so let's start living. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. Throw those rainbows up. Throw those rainbows up, everybody. This is beautiful. Celine, Dionne Warwick. Throw those rainbows up. Look at this. It's beautiful. No one can make us hate each other. That's an illusion. Those rainbows are a combination of all colors from every nation, every tongue. It's beautiful. Michael Jackson. Here comes Cyndi Lauper. Cheers. gosh, I just went, oh my gosh. Shout out to the west, the east, the west, the north, and the south. That is the most amazing song. It's from 1985. Do you realize we've gone back to the past, but we're gonna bring some beautiful elevation. That song, every artist from every background, every genre, every complexion, every tongue, every language, every religion was a party to a greater cause. And I know a lot of times when I make videos or I have crying moments or I talk about unity consciousness, that is a vibration of unity consciousness. There are beings on this planet who have made it a goal, that have had an agenda. Oh, thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you, William, I appreciate it. That have made it a goal to separate us from one another. They've told you that you shouldn't be friends with a little green person because they may have viruses from other extraterrestrial planets. They told you not to trust people that may look a certain way. You were reared from parents who have been MK Ultra'd by a system of lies by beings that aren't even human. We are supposed to be a representation of an entirety of a planet. There isn't any race, there isn't any culture, but a human being on this planet. We represent humans, earthlings. So when people ask you who and what you are, if you respond that I'm an earthling, thank you, Terry, I appreciate it, thank you. From now on, stop clinging to these old paradigms of separatism. We need to be the change we want to see in this planet. If we want to start seeing unity consciousness play out, if we want to be somewhere where our children are safe and free and clear, we have to be the first step in showing and emitting that energy and that frequency. We're the change. We are the children. And that video, if you don't get a chance for some younger millennials, please watch that video. These are all artists from all backgrounds, and it just tells you that when we collectively come together, when we take a stance to be in accord with one another, not discord, when we take a moment to not fall into the media's trap of hating our male counterparts because all males act a certain way or all females act a certain way, all brown women act a certain way, all brown men act a certain way, then when we elevate past those points of control, they lose power. They lose power. Why do you think we don't hear We Are the World? How come I don't hear We Are the World being remixed? Have we seen a remix of We Are the World? Do you know why? Because that isn't something that they want to promote. That kind of unity consciousness, it frightens them. So every time we come on this feed, every time we sit together collectively, whether it's 10 of us, 20 of us, or 167 of us here today and stand in unity consciousness, in love and enlightenment, and extending ourselves to others that require our frequency to elevate themselves, that is something that's more powerful than anything you can do, any protest you can do, anything you can do outside of yourself. If we collectively stand this way in every aspect of our life, they've lost. They already lost. We're just actually going to watch them crumble with our love frequency, with our frequency and unity consciousness. This is what has to be in order to heal the planet. So if you get a chance, look at this video. It's an amazing video. And it's interesting because I'm looking at the video, I'm looking at every artist that I've ever seen, and so many different genres, so many different backgrounds. So big up to everyone who's decided to join us. Remember, we just did our shield on our 13th hour, which is a divine feminine number. We decided to make the change that we wanted to see in the world. And as a collective, we sat together and we created this shield. It wasn't just Florbourne. One day I said I wanted to do something that would extend and go a little further than just our smaller collective. And it was a bunch of sea stars and sun stars that sat, and we made the colors, we picked the day, and it was beautiful. So I never want to take full credit for anything, because if I want to be party to something and to connect to others, I have to allow every energy to kind of build together, hold each other's hand, and take a piece of one aspect of someone and build it together with someone else. So big up to all the sun stars and sea stars who actually amazingly have always made it a point to come here on the 13th, no matter what it is. Big up to everyone who's wearing their purple and white. You know, I got my crystal earrings. I found my crystal earrings. I gotta find my other crystals. I buried them somewhere. I found some of my crystal earrings. Big up, you know, Selma. Big up to Selma. Selma brought this for me at the conference from Vancouver. Big up to Selma. Thank you, Selma. See, I'm wearing your earrings, Mama. Let me give a shout out over here. Let's interconnect ourselves from the different ley lines. We got a lot of countries represented and a lot of nations represented on this wonderful collective we call Florboon, the Cipher Mill. So let's shout out your location. We're going to interconnect with ourselves frequencies wise. We already reactivated our shields. So let's get it down. UK's represented already. We got UK. London is in the house. Alabama's in the house. Big up to you. St. Croix represent. What's big? What's good? Argentina is in the house. Jacksonville, Florida. Houston's in the house. Central Florida, you're in my neck of the woods. Colton, California. Tampa, Florida, another Floridian. Phoenix is in the house. Nashville. Iowa's in the house. Harlem, New York. What's good? Maryland's in the house. Philly's in the house. New Jersey. Texas is in the house. Kansas is in the house. Germany's in the house. Ohio represent upstate New York. Baton Rouge, Louisiana, beautiful Creole energy. Massachusetts representing, Charleston representing London, as always. Maryland's in the house. Fort Lauderdale, Florida, another Floridian. Arizona representing Kentucky. Washington State is in the house. Snow Hill, Maryland, California, Detroit, D-Town. What up, Oz? Israel's in the house. Hey, Yappy. North Kakalaki is in the house. Palestine representing. Hey, Salsa. Arkansas representing Charlotte, Detroit. New Orleans, Central Cali's in the house. North Kakalaki's in the house again. North Carolina. Rockdale, Florida is in the house. Minnesota's in the house. Ontario, Canada. Eastern Ontario, Canada's in the house. Los Angeles, Seattle, Columbia City, Maryland, Virginia, Portland, Oregon, Denver, Phoenix. Look at this beautiful family. Mortorius. Look at this amazing, look at all these wonderful people from every ley line. North Texas, North South Chicago, Amsterdam is in the house, Hamburg, Germany's in the house, Los Angeles is in the house, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, represent, what's good? Toronto's in the house, Portland's in the house, Portland, England is in the house, Almere, Netherlands is in the house, Detroit again, D-Town representing strong. Look at all these wonderful people, Missouri's in the house. Everyone is absolutely represented. Look at this wonderful collective. So when they tell you that we aren't uniting, that is a lie. When they say that you aren't supposed to be around people who look different from you, that is a lie. This is a wonderful small example. It's a microcosm expressed in a macrocosm. And I think if we start to understand and understand that we are a representation of what can happen outside of us. South Carolina is representing. I think this will be what's necessary in order to heal the planet. I mean, I went from all the way from North America over to South America, and I know one collective thing. Athens, Greece is in the house. One thing I noticed is that the same wants, needs, and the same desires in their lives in South America are the same as mine. That's a common feeling, a common human value. So instead of us saying, instead of us now claiming our nationalities, I'll say I'm Creole all day, I say I'm French, I say I'm, perhaps from Brazil. I am an earthling on this planet, and I claim that as an earthling. I will always be an earthling. So now when people ask me, I used to do that all the time before, I would bug people out. They'd be like, well, what's your nationality? What are you? I'm an earthling. I reside on Mother Earth. That is what I am. So where are you from on Mother Earth? Well, I'm an earthling. It doesn't matter. In the grand scheme of things, we're a small planet amongst all planets around us. Why does it matter where I come on the earth? I'm from the earth. That's all you know. Earthlings have very similar goals, patterns of behavior. We may be a little cooler or hotter, but we generally have the same goals. So why do you need to know anything further? That's my new resolve to anyone asking me what my nationality is. I remember a couple asked me that. I said I'm an earthling, and they couldn't even, there's no way you could go from that because it's true. And then the lady said, you know what, I'm an earthling too. Yes, you are. Not everybody on this planet is an earthling though, right? Not everybody on this planet is earthling. So if you hear somebody not respond and say they're earthling, chances are they may not be native to Earth. They might have came from another solar system, and they might just be visiting, or they may have lived amongst us for a long period of time. Big up to those others. As long as you're cohesive, you're assisting, and you aren't raping our resources here on our planet, you're welcome. You may visit our planet as long as you are helpful, as long as you are respectful, and we will allow you to be here. Earthling Nation, right, warrior? With some earthlings on. They'd be like, you know what, you act like an earthling. Thank you. That's a compliment. I appreciate that. And if we start to act like earthlings, we won't deforestize anymore. We wouldn't hurt our plant life or our animals, because you know what? Being an earthling means that you really, really appreciate your neighborhood, your planet. So you really honor the fact that you require trees in order to breathe. You really realize that the waterways need to be protected and kept clean and clear. You'll really understand that every insect and animal has a purpose, and by messing with the balance between the numbers of animals and insects would cause an imbalance in how our environment shows up. If you acted and acknowledged and claimed your earthling status, the whole planet would actually remedy herself, because we would all be in the same alignment that we need to protect and keep our home space, our neighborhood clean and clear. We're gonna start a neighborhood watch on our planet. I'm so corny. Cheers to the twin flames in the house. Be grateful. I'm so grateful that a twin flame would even really get down with Fleur Room, because I could be really corny. I could be one or the other, but I'm an earthling. So is everybody on here? How's everybody doing? Is everyone, are some of you twinning? Are you enjoying the twinning? I have twin flames that are protected on here. Every time we do our shield, though, do know that twins are included in that shield. Just know that a lot of times, the reason why we added twin flames is because I felt like we had more resistance with twinning previous to us creating the shield. This allows for twinning to happen with more ease rather than from outside infiltration. Because I think a lot of times, even when twins would come in close proximity, the matrix or the Smiths, their goal was to kind of break that apart or cause to try to keep twins from happening. So there were things that were set up, like automatic, like fail safes that were set up to keep twins from actually connecting. So I feel like with the shield, you find always, especially right after we do our shield, and for anyone who's just coming in the room, there isn't any late time to start the shield. It's really wonderful. You can walk, and we're still in our 13th hour. I put the mantra in there. We reactivate it. We read it 3 times. The shield always can see, we changed a couple of things and finagled our shield mantra. Instead of saying Father Time, we say Father of Protection. We just elevated our mantra based on what we've come in better understanding with. Someone said there was an earthquake in, where was there an earthquake of 4.6 in, someone said was that in Detroit? Where was the 4.6? Hey, Philip Magnet. Where was there 4. Oh, in Seattle? Was it Seattle, Vivian? Huh. Okay. That's interesting. Listen, I said every time it shakes and shimmers, I told you to drop it like it's hot. If the earthquake, well, I've told you what I know to be. The majority of earthquakes, to my knowledge, are from underground. This is how you know we're winning. We have billionaires being totally eliminated. From those who were on my IG last night, big up to the IG family. I was notified that JP Morgan was caught with $1.3 billion worth of cocaine, and they got busted. Listen, this is a good time on this planet. Whenever you have a bank, which we know we're all probably created by drug money or insidious behavior. Let's keep it real. But when you get a bank, JP Morgan, getting busted for $1.5 million worth of coke being caught, that's a good day, because that means, listen, for them to have that much, do you realize what that is? $1,000 of cocaine is a lot to be shipping somewhere. 10,000 is a lot. $1.5 billion worth of cocaine, and it being them finding and busting them, that means that these people were doing this for long periods of time. They would never feel safe to have that amount of drugs on anything if they weren't doing it for a long period of time and had everybody paid off. This is a good time on the planet when the big corporations and those demons who made money off the backs and the harm of people are now being dealt with. All of the pedophiles, all those nasty bastards that are trafficking women and children, all of them are being called to accountability for their dastardly deeds. This is a beautiful time in the planet, and we will acknowledge it and desire and accept more of that. I agree that this is amazing time. You won't get away with what you used to. The age of Aquarius is coming. So even if you were doing it for a long period of time, it's going to be in Front Street so everybody can see your dirt. So I suggest to all the ones who are hiding aspects of themselves, come out of the closet. If you notice, even the shapeshifters are coming out of the closet. There aren't any eyes that don't have reptilian eyes. I've seen so many, listen, I've seen so many eyes shapeshift that I know now that we are totally revealing everything. So now even the eyes are showing up. Big up to all the sea stars and sun stars who like to send me pictures of shapeshifters. You remember back in the days, you could only see them? No, you don't need the sunglasses anymore. They're coming out. Everybody could see them. I showed a picture to a friend of mine who's out of the Matrix. They were like, that's not real. That's contact. I said, that isn't contacts. I had to show her. I said, that's a newscaster. She's not wearing reptilian contacts. Those are her eyes. Cheers to those coming out of the celestial galactic cloud. Listen, you don't have to hide yourself anymore. We accept you. We always accepted you. Many of us on here aren't even human to the greatest degree. We've always been in alignment with accepting others. Now it's time for the planet Earth, to realize that we've had many different beings residing with us on our planet. Listen, we're not asking you to get a visa if you came from Mars because you've been here so darn long. Some of us are probably not even probably only 1 or 2 generations away from being from other planets. But we will require for you to be respectful. So if you come on our planet and you want to stay here, because now you can't shapeshift, your technology's not hiding and cloaking yourself anymore, you're going to have to be respectful. Or we're going to have a problem with you, and we see you now, so you can't hide. Oh, it's so funny. Because remember, back in the days, I tell you, I appreciate that, like I said, back in the days, I was considered to be, to kinder ones, more eccentric. But for others, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, they really thought I lost my mind. You got a brown woman on YouTube talking about she talks to aliens and she knows that they're shapeshifting using technology and they're using your mind to do it. Remember that? And now the average person can see a shapeshifter online, on television, just or in person. I'm seeing them on the lines in the grocery stores. They're not even, the little people aren't even they're not even shifting their eyes anymore. I'm like, that's good. I'm really grateful to see you all. Right? A lot of you are seeing them. Star Rose is on the news yesterday. Oh, Star Rose? That's why they are rushing those 5G towers. Probably the towers will help them keep their shape. Florburn, did you see Sarah Jessica Parker on the divorce advertisement? No. Was she shapeshifting? Sarah Jessica Parker is of a bloodline that's of interest. 5G. 5G will just, I think 5G is going to do a couple things. That's why I say, I think I had that discussion before. If you take something as negative, then it will interact with you negatively. I'm excited about 5G only because, just like we talked about with Miss Dana was on, Dana Vadun Creole, we talked to her. You could, if you have the concept of alchemy even in your mindset, you can change and shift something to make it in your favor. If you know there's a storm and your sail is kind of like riggedy and raggedy, but you needed a lot of air in order to move, you're going to put up your raggedy sail and then you'll be able to go in the direction. You just kind of place in the direction you want to go. You take something and you change it, alchemically change it to make it match and service you. That is the secret. That isn't a secret. You can utilize anything. 5G technology is alien technology. That's what it is. That's why they're rushing it. Why do you think in China they have holographic streets? You ever see China and Japan? You see when they have the lights, they have holograms in the middle of the street, like advertisements and everything, because they're in the future. They're past 5G. They're probably in like 10G. It's also why the people change physically too. It will alter your physicality. So that's why I say be very balanced in your body, because yes, 5G will impede on your biology depending on your frequency. So if you keep your frequency at a heightened state of being, almost to an ET's level, then the technology that's matching the ETs that utilize that energy won't affect you negatively. If you're still low and very shallow and still in the 3G or 2G realm, then of course, if you get something like 5G, it's gonna mess with your whole biosphere, because you're not even matching the frequency that the ETs are on, or even to the lowest of what a certain ET groups are. So anything that comes on this planet can benefit you and it can hinder you, but how you interact with it and how you see it is how it will impede or help you. So I think it's very important for many of you to accept the fact that you have more power than anything that you ever thought. You have all the capabilities necessary to supersede anything that comes at you and for you, and anything that you deem that others are using negatively, best believe, because we're still in duality until the full collapse into 0 point, that you can utilize what they use negatively for the positive, okay? So that is the wonderment of duality. Because if it's being used negatively, darn Skippy, you can use it positively. Remember the 13? Why do you think we do things on the 13? The dastardly ones didn't want you utilizing it, right? They used to use the 13th. You never had a 13th floor in a building, right? You did, but they used it. Remember the 13th, the Friday the 13th? They damned it. The black cat was negative. They took everything that they were using to magically manipulate society, and they were using it for their benefit. But what did? We took our 13 back. We said, we know what it is. It's a divine feminine number. It's cloaked with darkness because y'all fools have been using it for so long. We're taking it back, and we will use it for positive things. And we will alchemically change the frequency of what you've done and use it for the betterment of humanity, for earthlings. Booyah. Cheers. Cheers. We're all a mer family on here. Big up to all the mermaids on here, the Ariel lovers. Big up to the Sea Star who actually broke the code. I thought she was masterful. I forgot your name, Sea Star. You were the one who brought up Ariel and the connection to the young lady that was slain as a council member in Brazil, whose name was Muriel, which is Mer. Remember the Mer people, which is really Mer, which is more Martians, okay? And Ariel, obviously, is connected to Archangel Ariel. Okay, so it's interesting that the Brazilians, in their imbalance with complexion, murdered the very being that they worship. They worship Yamaya. Remember, by the very nature of this woman's name, they martyred her. So there's going to be a consequence to you, diabolical ones over in Brazil, you governmental officials. You murdered your own deity. You did. She was a manifestation of Yamaya's child. But by the nature of her name, you fools, you murdered and assassinated a representation of Jemija. So you will pay, probably through yourselves genetically. You doing that, you're not even, that's how you know some of these beings that are here they're not even conscious, or they're probably just empty seeders being driven by diabolical, insidious ETs that are working above them, puppeting them. It's very sick, right? So, everything is working its way out. I just think big up to the Sea Star who saw that connection. I didn't see it with her name, and I was like, oh, snap. They assassinated one of Jemija's representations. And I was like, the whole country worships her. I was like, ooh, there's going to be a drastic consequence to that. I don't know what's coming, but it probably has to do with water, Brazil. And that's the whole country, because they all love Jemija. That's crazy. So justice for Mariel, who was assassinated. Beautiful woman, represented divine feminine, was there looking for justice in the patriarchal system. She will have justice soon, because it usually takes a day and a night for justice to come around. So at 360. So big up to her. Anyway, so family, I want you to have an amazing day. I'm actually going to go have my cafezinho, my sexy coffee. My sexy coffee that I brought from Brazil. I love Brazilian coffee like I love my twin flame. Big up to all the twins in the house. I'm going to go have my cafezinho. I want you to enjoy your day. Remember, this is a day of celebration. That we put up our shield so that we can actually coexist in a more peaceful, earthling way, like our ancestors used to, and actually, you know, basically protect all those elements that are required in order to create a healthier homeostasis on our planet. So this is a day you extend yourself to children, elders, your loved one, your twin, yourself. You know, I always say, it's not always about the outer people, it's also about extending to self. If you need a day of leisure and relaxation, take today to do so. Kick your feet up and be unapologetic and watch all the mermaid movies on Netflix. Enjoy that beautiful mer energy. It looks like Jemeja and Mami Watsa are starting to make a very strong presence, even with the insidious conversations. That's all that energy of her coming to light. She has to come to light in a certain way. And if those who are out of alignment with her will have an issue with it, they're going to have to be awoken in another way, that she coexists in many different frequencies. And if you are having a problem with her showing up in the original way that she was intended, then it says something. It's a testament to your imbalance. So everybody has to balance the beams at this point. It's a beautiful time on the planet. There isn't any reason why you should be upset because Ariel will show up brown when she showed up. We are living in duality. If she shows up lunar, she's gonna show up brown too. That's just the nature of duality. And if we're balanced and we're alchemically sound, we would accept that, right? Anyway, so have a wonderful, amazing 13th. Enjoy this masterful day of your shield. You're protected today, so now you can kind of chill out a little bit, knowing that the world will be, at least for the frequency of what we've you know, brought with a shield, at least you'll be able to enjoy a more relaxful, peaceful day until we get shaken up again. So all right, everyone, I love you. Enjoy. And we will talk. I will, some people were asking about the Aquarius Thursday. I could not do Aquarius. I was supposed to do it, but I actually had an appointment. So Aquarius rising, the 9th gate will be back next Thursday with a new episode and some really good, it'll be a really good topic. All right. So I love you. Enjoy. And we shall reconvene in a couple of days. All right. Peace.